Hello students, today we'll see the third part in Unit 3. Now we are going to see about the war in the Asia Pacific region. So already we have seen that. So we have learned that World War II has happened in two places, that is in Europe and Asia Pacific. So in Europe the war was fought by the Allies against Germany and Italy. So this one is completed now. In the Asia Pacific, the Allies fought Japan. So this thing we are going to learn today. Now we'll see the war in the Asia Pacific region. Japan had entertained visions of a glorious empire very much on the same lines as Hitler. The Japanese army invaded Manchuria in 1931. Though China appealed to the League of Nations, this act of aggression did not attract the attention of the United States or Britain. In 1937, Japan invaded China and seized Beijing, which had traditionally been the capital of China. The region around Shanghai was also captured, and Nanjing, the capital, was captured at the end of the year. The Japanese army indulged in the biggest slaughter ever known in history in Nanjing. Civilians were killed en masse for sport, and all females from children to old women were tortured and killed. So like Hitler, Japan also expected to have a glorious empire. So for that, what they are doing, Japanese invaded Manchuria. So after this, China appealed to the League of Nations, but this thing does not attract the attention of United States or Britain. So after that, Japan invaded China and seized Beijing. So Beijing is the traditional capital of China, is also captured by Japan. The region around Shanghai is also captured, and then Nanjing is also captured by Japan. So Japan has indulged a biggest slaughter which is ever known in history in Nanjing. Slaughter is nothing but padugolai. So Japan is doing this type of slaughter here. Civilians were also killed, and also females from children to old women were tortured and killed by Japanese. Guangzhou and many other parts of China were overrun. The Chinese army under Chiang Kai-shek retreated to the west to the hilly country, from where they continued to fight the Japanese. So Guangzhou and many other parts of China were also captured by Japanese people. So the Chinese army under the leader of Chiang Kai-shek, they went to the west of the hilly country, and still they are continuing to fight with the Japan. Pearl Harbor 1941. On December 1941, Japan attacked American naval installations in Pearl Harbor, Hawaii without warning. The idea was to cripple America's Pacific Fleet so that Japan would not face any opposition in its offensive against Southeast Asian countries. Many battleships and numerous fighting planes were destroyed. The United States declared war on Japan, with Britain and China also joining in. This brought together both the Asia Pacific and the European war into one common cause. Most importantly, it brought the United States with its enormous resources into the war as a part of the Allies. So now Japan started attacking America's naval installations in Pearl Harbor without warning. So without any warning, they are attacking the American naval installations. So what is their ideas to? They want to stop the America's Pacific Fleet so that there is no need to face any opposition. Opposition is nothing but any opposite party when they are against the Southeast Asian countries. So that they are doing this Pearl Harbor incident. Many battleships and numerous fighter planes were destroyed by this Japanese people. So the United States declared war on Japan, and also Britain and China is also joining with United States to declare a war on Japan. This brought together both the Pacific and the European war into one common cause. So for this thing, both the Pacific people and the European people are joining together for one common cause. Most importantly, it brought the United States with its enormous resources into the war as a part of the Allies. So now United States is also a part of Allies. Japanese aggression in Southeast Asia. The Japanese had spectacular success in their plan to extend their empire throughout Southeast Asia. Guam, the Philippines, Hong Kong, Singapore, Malaya, the Dutch East Indies and Burma all fell to the Japanese. So Japanese plan is to extend their empire throughout the Southeast Asian countries. So in that plan they had seen a spectacular success. Guam, Philippines, Hong Kong, Singapore, Malaya, the Dutch East Indies and Burma. So all these places are captured by Japanese people. The next heading is Battle of Midway and Battle of Guadalcanal 1942. The US Navy defeated the Japanese Navy in the Battle of Midway, which turned the tide in favor of the Allies. The Battle of Guadalcanal in the Solomon Islands was a combined offensive involving the army and the navy and lasted for several months, but both were crushing defeats for the Japanese. So now we are going to see about the Battle of Midway and the Battle of Guadalcanal. So in the Battle of Midway, the US Navy defeated the Japanese Navy. So this is the success in favor of the Allies. So in the Battle of Guadalcanal, both the army and navy has involved in the war and this has lasted for several months. And both the war was the crushing defeats for the Japan people. After this, the American forces were able to retake the Philippines. Gradually, the Japanese were thrown out of most of their conquered territories. In 1944, the combined British and Indian armies were able to push back the Japanese who attempted to invade the northeast of India. Then, along with the Chinese, they pushed the Japanese out of Burma and liberated Malaya and Singapore. So Philippines have already occupied by Japanese, right? So after this incident, after Japan is defeated, Philippines has been retaken by American forces and also Japanese has been thrown out from most of their territories which they have conquered. So in 1944, both the British and the Indian armies were able to push back the Japanese because they tried to invade all the northeast countries of India, right? Then along with the Chinese, the Japanese also pulled out of Burma and also this Malaya and Singapore is free from Japanese people. The next heading is Hiroshima and Nagasaki, August 1945. A top secret project using the latest scientific advances. The US developed an atomic bomb immensely more powerful than conventional explosives. The Japanese generals refused to surrender and finally the US dropped an atomic bomb on Hiroshima. As the Japanese still refused to surrender, another atom bomb was dropped on Nagasaki. So Japan ultimately announced surrender on 15 August 1945 and formally signed 2 September 1945, bringing an end to World War II. So US has developed an advanced level of atom bomb which is more powerful than the usual explosives. So Japanese generals refused to surrender. So after that, what US is doing? They dropped an atom bomb on Hiroshima and still Japan is refused to surrender. So what they are doing? They are dropping another atom bomb on Nagasaki. So after this, Japan has surrendered and Japan has surrendered on 15 August 1945 and formally signed in 2nd September 1945. This bring an end to the World War II. The next heading is Effects of the War. So this is the answer for first detail. New geopolitical power alignment. World War II changed the world in fundamental ways. The world was polarized into two main blocks led by superpowers, one led by the United States with a pronounced anti-communist ideology and the other by Soviet Russia. Europe was divided into two, that is communist and non-communist. So after the World War II, the world has changed in a fundamental ways. The world was polarized into two main blocks by the superpowers. So the one is led by the United States with the pronounced of anti-communist ideology. So this is headed by United States and the other thing is headed by Soviet Russia. Europe is divided into two, that is communist and non-communist. Nuclear proliferation. The United States and the Soviet Russia entered into the race to have more nuclear powered weapons. They built a large stockpile of such weapons. Defense spending skyrocketed in many countries. Nuclear proliferation. Proliferation is nothing but increasing. So the United States and the Soviet Russia, they wanted to increase their nuclear weapons. So what they are doing, they are building a large stockpile and creating such weapons. So the defense spending skyrocketed in many countries. Defense spending means the expenditure that they are spending to increase their weapons. International agencies. Many international agencies, in particular the United Nations, the World Bank and the International Monetary Fund, came into existence, providing a forum for countries large and small. Colonial powers were forced to give independence to former colonies in a process of decolonization. India was the first to achieve independence. So many international agencies has formed like United Nations, World Bank and International Monetary. So they are formed in the large and small countries. And also colonial powers. So they are forced to give independence to the former colonies in a process of decolonization. Decolonization is nothing but the colonial powers want to give independence to their former colonies. So எந்த countries அவங்க வந்து அடிமை பண்ணி வச்சிருக்காங்களோ ஸோ அதிலிருந்து அவங்கள ரிலீஸ் பண்ணணும், அவங்களுக்கு இண்டிபெண்டன்ஸ் கொடுக்கணும். ஸோ இந்தியா வாஸ் த ஃபர்ஸ்ட் டு அச்சீவ் இண்டிபெண்டன்ஸ். தி நெக்ஸ்ட் ஹெட்டிங் இஸ் Holocaust and its fallout. After Hitler came to power, the Jews were persecuted in many ways. They were deprived of their civil rights, their properties were confiscated, and many were confined to ghettos. Eventually, the Nazis came up with the notion of the final solution, which was to exterminate the Jews completely. So after Hitler came to power, the Jews were tortured in many ways. Persecuted means tortured. They are tortured in many ways. How? They were deprived of their civil rights. They should not use their civil rights, and also their properties were occupied, and many were confined to ghettos. So many were isolated in a place which is known as ghettos. So the Nazis came up with the notion of final solution to kill the Jews completely. Universal Declaration of Human Rights. In the aftermath of the Holocaust, the UNO in its charter pledged to promote universal respect for and observance of human rights and fundamental freedoms for all without distinction to race, sex, language and religion. The UN efforts to protect human rights on a global basis resulted in the constitution of UN Commission on Human Rights. So after this World War, the United Nations organization came up with the idea to promote the human rights and the fundamental freedoms to all the people without any discrimination like language, education, religion, etc. A committee constituted under its auspices was chaired by Eleanor Roosevelt, wife of late President Franklin Roosevelt. The members of the commission included Charles Malik of Lebanon, P.C. Chung of Nationalist China, John Humphrey of Canada, and René Cassin of France. The Universal Declaration of Human Rights was its important contribution. The Universal Declaration of Human Rights set forth fundamental human rights in 30 articles. The United Nations adopted this historic charter on 10 December 1948. This day, that is 10 December, is observed globally as Human Rights Day. Provisions of some 90 national constitutions since 1948 according to the Franklin and the Eleanor Roosevelt Institute in New York, can be traced to this declaration. So this committee was headed by Eleanor Roosevelt. She is the wife of late President Franklin Roosevelt. The members of the commission are Charles Malik of Lebanon, P.C. Chung of China, and John Humphrey of Canada, René Cassin of France. So the human rights was declared in 30 articles, and this was adopted by the United Nations on 10 December 1948. So 10 December is observed as a Human Rights Day. So from 1948, the human rights was added to 90 national constitution, and this was declared in Franklin and Eleanor Roosevelt Institute, which is located in New York. The last heading is Birth of Israel. A major outcome of the Holocaust was the creation of the State of Israel as a homeland for the Jews, while this was historically the original home of the Jews during Roman times. So one more outcome of this war is the creation of a state, that is Israel, which is considered as the homeland for the Jews. So historically this is the original home of the Jews during the Roman times.